Hello my bookish besties and welcome back into another video. Today we are going to be using the TBR jar to pick out my April TBR, which is crazy because I feel like we literally just started doing these. I did my first one back in January. It's crazy that we are now about to do our fourth TBR video together. So I'm really excited. I have not done super great with the TBRs we've chosen so far this year. The problem is, I think I've explained this in a couple of videos now, but just in case, let me recap. When these new releases hit my doorstep or I get a cool, exciting arc on my Kindle, all I want to do is pick that up immediately. And obviously I'm a mood reader and I really like to immersion read. So sometimes like if a book's audiobook hasn't hit my library yet or whatever, I'm less likely to pick it up because sometimes like just strictly eyeball reading just ain't it for me. So like I'm looking over at my pile over there. We have 3 books from March's TBR still, or no, 4. We have 3 or 4 books from the TBR still. And we have 4 books that I am currently reading. I'm also one of those people, I like to read multiple books at once, okay? It is a blessing and a curse. But you may have noticed, we have a couple of newest additions to the shelf, and also you can see this pile here next to me. I have so many books on my radar right now, it's like not even funny. I probably need to do an unhaul soon. With spring coming up, I'm sure that'll be on our radar, a good little spring clean. But we did get a couple of new releases, like I got The Names, Blood and Fire, I think. We got The Bright Years. We got Bunny, The Dead Cattail Assassins, Nightingale, 1980, whatever the Stephen King is. No Matter What. A bunch of new releases are in this pile, like Daggermouth, A Song to Drown Rivers, Crux, etc. You get the gist. We have a lot of books, okay? But anywho, we're going to draw some prompts from our TBR pile, or TBR jar, and hopefully we can use these books to make a really good, strong TBR. I also have a sticky note here. I have 4 pre-orders that are going to be here in the next, like, 3 days. That's crazy. But I went ahead and included those here just in case I want to include one of them, because like I said, when a new book shows up to my front door, all I want to do is read it. So if I can put it on the TBR, even better. But anywho, let's go ahead and pick our first prompt. Oh, that one fell out. Let's do this one. Can you see it? 1-word title. Oh, also, the reason it looks like this, if you watched my February TBR, I'm pretty sure this is the prompt my dog Mustang ate. So, anywho, I could cheat and do the arc I'm currently reading. It is 25% of the way through. It is Flicker State. This is by F.A. Davidson. I really am loving this book so far. I saw it on NetGalley kind of on a whim. I applied for it and I am loving it. So I could cheat and do my current read, but let's look. We also have Crux. I don't know that I'm in the mood for that right now though. Hollow works. What do we think? Would Binding 13 work? Because it's 1-word title, because 13 is a number. Okay, well I also over there on my previous TBR pile have Malice by John Gwynne, which is gonna be one of the next books I pick up anyways. So let me go grab that. Okay, this was one of the books my husband had picked out for me in my February TBR that I didn't get around to, but like I mentioned, if a book intimidates me and my library doesn't have the audiobook copy yet, sometimes I just like don't read it. And that's what happened with this. But my library has since acquired an audiobook copy. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put Malice back on the TBR for April. Okay, first prompt down. Next one. Let's do this pink one here. This way. Ooh, best first line. Okay. I'm gonna just pick like 5 books that I kind of want to read soonish anyways, and we will pick out the first lines from those. So let me grab a couple. Okay, so I'm gonna read the first line from these 5 books, and let's see which one speaks to us. Okay, the first one is No Matter What. Is now a good time to mention that my husband has been leaving me in increments. First, the far side of the bed, then the guest room, and now apparently his own apartment, and I'm not taking it well. Okay, that was a really strong first line. This is The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. My phone is ringing. Okay, that one didn't give us much, huh? Okay, I've technically already started this one, but I put it back on the TBR pile just because, like I mentioned, I have like 4 or 5 books that I'm in the middle of right now, so if I can get one of them to be pulled, that'd be awesome. And I don't remember what I read when I read the first 14 pages. Okay, this is from Everyone in This Bank is a Thief. Given I'm dying and have just 1 pen, let's motor through the pleasantries. It's a pretty good first line. Okay. Next we have Dagger Mouth. This is by H.M. Wolf. The first thing you'll learn in Newfound Haven is mercy no longer exists. It's like an okay first line. Also, I love these indie floppy books. Not least, we're going to read the first line of The Night Prince. This is book 2 in the Wolf King duology. Oh, there's art in it. Okay, anywho. Let's see what the first line is. His footsteps echo as he walks down the endless prison corridor. It's not bad. Once again, it's just not great. And you know what? The only one that really truly stood out as great was No Matter What by Cara Baston. So I think we're going to go ahead and put this on the April TBR. Like, I'm still thinking about that first line, and it was the first one we read. So it's a good sign. Anywho, prompt number 3. Let's do this orange one. What's it say? Bright cover. Ooh, this is exciting. I have a lot of those. The names. This one is really, really bright. Practice makes perfect. This is pretty bright. I feel like both of these are pretty bright too. How to Write a Love Story and The Night We Met. Well, this one's a little dark, but like it's still bright. Kind of torn between these 3. I will say though, looking at them like next to each other, I do think The Names is the brightest one I have of these 3. But is it the one I'm in the mood to read? Let's see. From what I understand about The Names, this is basically about a woman whose like husband leaves her, I believe, and she is having a son, and she's between 3 names for said son. And so this book is like following each of those names and what would happen if she named each of them a different thing. So it's basically like a story about fate and meaning, I guess, which it does sound really, really good. And technically this one does fit the prompt the best. It's just like I said, isn't the one I'm in the mood for. I think I'm going to go with The Names. I've heard nothing but really, really great things about this book, and I love reading my book of the months in kind of a timely manner. So I think we're going to go ahead and put The Names by Florence Knapp on the April TBR. Okay, our 4th prompt. Let's do this blue one. Okay. Ooh, Ashley picks. Last month I had my friend Olivia pick, and this month it wants my bestie Ashley to pick. So similar to how I did last month, I will text Ashley here in a little bit a picture of my TBR and see what she picks. I have a really strong suspicion that she's going to pick Heartless. She loves the Chestnut Springs series. That's like kind of what I'm leaning towards her picking, or maybe the new Abby Jimenez. Or she also did just finish How to Write a Love Song, or like Write a Love Story. I have a feeling she's going to pick one of those, but I will let you guys know what she picks. Anywho. Okay, fourth, we have, oh, that's a long one, I can tell. What's it say? A different than usual genre. Okay, so my usual genres are romance and fantasy and like maybe thrillers, but like very not regularly. So I'm thinking, do I have any historical fiction? That'd be like the first ding ding ding, I should read that. Okay, so I do have these two historical fictions down here, but I don't think it's time for those yet. I don't know that I am brave enough to do The Nightingale or 11/22/63. I also have Bunny. I don't really read this style of like fiction very often, where it's like kind of thriller. Another one that's like kind of calling my name is A Song to Drown Rivers. This one is technically a fantasy, but it is a like historical fiction fantasy, and like I mentioned, I don't usually read historical fictions, and I don't know that I want to jump headfirst into The Nightingale or 11/22/63 this month, especially looking at the other books I have on my TBR. I'm a little scared to do that. Let's also look at my Kindle here. I might have a good Kindle read we could pick. Okay, so I do have a horror novel on here. It is called One Grimm Night by Chad Nichols. I don't typically read a bunch of horror. Like, I like thrillers, like, you know, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder kind of thrillers, but I don't read like straight horror. And this one is like a legitimate straight horror, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. The other one that kind of comes to mind is The Correspondent. I do read a lot of normal fiction, but I believe this one leans into the kind of historical element there. I mean, if I wanted to go horror, I also have so many Frida McFadden's on my Kindle. I don't read them a super ton. I could also do a classic. I have The Picture of Dorian Gray and that other one. Oh, The Count of Monte Cristo. I have both of those on here as well. But I do think what I'm kind of leaning towards is doing the one by Chad Nichols, the One Grimm Night. Because like 99% of the books I have on my Kindle and physically are, you know, they're gonna be the, what's it called? The genre I lean towards. So it is kind of hard for me to find a genre that I don't read. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put One Grimm Night. This is a horror novel by Chad Nichols on my TBR for a genre I don't usually read. Okay, we have 5, including the pick Ashley picks, which means we only have one more for this TBR. I don't know what I would hope to read. Yeah, I don't know what I hope we get. We have a romance, a fantasy, a horror, and a general fiction all on the TBR so far. So I think I'd like genuinely be okay with adding pretty much anything. That says a book with a map. This is fantastic news because that means fantasy book. So after the genre I don't read a ton, we are now getting basically the genre I read the most. Okay, first we gotta check the Night Prince because I have a feeling I'm gonna read this ASAP anyways. There's no map? Are you kidding me? Well, I'm probably gonna read it soon anyway, so whatever. Let's see, does Daggermouth have a map? This is one, again, that's been really intriguing me recently. Oh, it also does not have a map. Okay. Well, it could be cheeky. I know I just said I want a fantasy with this prompt, but Everyone in This Bank is a Thief does have a map in it. Like, it has a map of the layout of the bank. And again, this is what I'm probably going to read soon anyways. So it's like, do I choose this? Another good option, oh my goodness, this book is so heavy, is Rhythm of War. This is the 4th book in the Stormlight Archive. This is the next Brandon Sanderson that I have to read. And it does have a map. It has a map of the world that we explore in the Stormlight Archive. The issue with putting this on like an actual set TBR, it has a pro and a con. Pro gives me an excuse to read it. Con, will I finish this in 1 month? To be determined. This thing is over 1,000 pages. It is so freaking heavy. Yeah, it's like almost 1,300 pages. So, hee. Do I want to put this on an official TBR? That's the question. It is also, like I said, so heavy. Those are kind of the two calling to me right now. I would put one of these on here, but I can't tell if they have a map without having them in my hands, obviously. I think I remember some of these having maps in them. Shield of Sparrows would probably be good to read because the next book does come out here in like a couple of weeks, I think. I feel like I would rather continue series I'm in the middle of than start some of these new ones. So, like I said, oh my gosh, the question is, do I put the next Brandon Sanderson on like an actual official TBR, or do I do the kind of out of the box pick and do Everyone in This Bank is a Thief, which, like I said, I'm probably going to read anyways. Actually, I'm probably going to read both of these anyways. I think I'm going to go ahead and put Everyone in This Bank is a Thief as the official pick, but I probably will still go ahead and pick up Rhythm of War pretty soon. Anyways, I don't want to be like chained to having to read it, you know what I mean? So we're going to put Everyone in This Bank is a Thief on the TBR. Okay, I'm going to go message my friend Ashley and I will be right back with what she chooses. Okay, is anyone surprised? I'm not. Ashley chose Heartless by Elsie Silver, just like I figured she would. So we officially have Heartless on the TBR. Okay, let's do a quick recap of all of the books on our April TBR. First, we have a one-word title. I'm going to finally pick up Malice by John Gwynne. We have Best First Line, that was No Matter What by Cara Baston. We have a bright cover, that would be The Names by Florence Knapp. We have a different than usual genre. I'm going to pick up One Grimm Night. This is by Chad Nichols. We have a book with a map. This is Everyone in This Bank is a Thief by Benjamin Stevenson. And then I had my friend Ashley pick a book and she chose Heartless by Elsie Silver. Okay, those are the 6 books I'm going to hopefully pick up in the month of April. I can't promise anything. It's been a strange mood reading year so far for me, but thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I really hope to catch you in the next one.